Let's talk about it because I'm the only person who can talk about it. Hey, what is fitness? See, I can't stand the modern like weightlifting culture, fitness culture, workout culture. It's the most just travesty of gay shit I've ever seen in my life. You got to go do 5 sets of 15 for your incline chest, and then dumbbell flies, and then the cable rolls. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Like you hear all these people talking about random workouts on these machines, these split splits or whatever it's called, split sets, bulking, cutting, all this retarded shit that makes no sense. What? Why are you bulking? Why are you cutting? What? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Are you training for a fight? Why are you cutting weight for? Why I gotta get ready for my summer body? Are you gay? What the fuck you mean get ready for a summer body? Like, who's measuring this shit? I gotta count my carbs. What? See, let me. I feel bad for humans. I really feel bad for humans because the basics. Get back to the basics. You gotta get back to the basics. You gotta understand what is fitness. See, fitness is your ability to fight off a threat or escape a threat. That's all fitness is. Your ability to survive a threat or an encounter that can possibly uh, pretty much end your life or maim you or hurt you in some way or capacity. So in life, I measure things by three particular components to tell if you are fit or not. Component number one, does this thing make me more flexible? Component number two, does this thing add longevity to my life? And thing number three, does this make me more lethal? Do I become more? Do I have a higher percentage of lethality from whatever I'm doing? So, like when you look at the clubs, the bows, the swords, what I'm training to be is the most lethal, flexible creature for as long as I can be, so I can be able to defend myself from a threat or escape a threat. That's all I care about. Everything else is fucking. What's the word? It's not. It doesn't make any sense. It's not. It doesn't do anything. There's no purpose of me being able to bench press 400 pounds. I've done that already. It doesn't do anything. I'm much happier, much more fit, much better in shape. I look better as opposed to when I was bench and pressing 400 pounds as I well like spend my time spinning in a club for 15 minutes. So I'm going to explain some things to you. See, when you're talking about fitness, we need to look at things as far as like the outcome. Outcome. So we'll get to the inputs. I'll make a video about the inputs. But as far as your inputs, as far as your outcomes come, you got two options, like I said, fight or flight. Because your fitness is your ability to be able to reproduce and pass on your genetics to the next life. That's the goal of being fit. You want to be able to live long enough to have offspring and then have your offspring produce offspring. So in order to do that, you have to be able to be fit enough to take care of yourself, to watch out for yourself, to be able to survive, and to be able to care for the others around you. So that is the definition. That's the biological definition of fitness, which is your ability to have offspring. So make sure your grandbabies get born. And then once that happens, then you're basically good to go. You did your job as far as a human or organism. But in order to do that, there's a couple things that are going to happen to you in life. So there's going to be such things called threats. And a threat is anything that can possibly hurt you or lower your fitness or lower your ability to survive. So, for example, if you see a rabid dog, you have one or two options with the rabid dog. You either have to fight it or you have to get away. Now, if you're going to fight the animal, there's a couple different things you got to be able to do. You need to have strength to damage the dog, or you need to have skills to damage the dog. So when you're training for the ability to fight, you need to be able to develop skills and strength so you can be able to put down whatever's in front of you to be able to damage it. And so that's why combat training is important. That's why learning how to shoot projectiles is important. That's why strength training is important. Strengthening your body, conditioning your body so you're strong enough to deal with the physical realm of organisms trying to hurt you. Like that is a key component. So when you're talking about strength, you don't need to have a fucking big ass bench press. That doesn't do anything for you. I want to have conditioned shins, elbows, things that are strong. My abs are strong. My chest is strong. My back is good. So I have the ability to take damage and not pretty much be down from like critical damage. I want to be able to prevent critical damage to my most important soft tissue spots. So I gotta make sure my skull's protected. So I gotta learn how to do combat, protect myself, make sure my stomach is good, and make sure my legs are strong so I can be able to deliver damage, deliver blows. And I also want to be able to have the ability to learn skills to hit things. So one of the reasons I love the club is because like the club is the first like tool that humans had to be able to fucking hurt things. So you grab a stick, you grab a metal piece or something, whatever that, and you swing it and you hit it. And because the length of it and the leverage of it and your ability to swing and that centrifugal force, when it makes contact and when it hits something, it does critical damage. And that's your goal, is to be able to do critical damage. Or you learn skills, which is like shooting, bow and arrow, sword play, combat skills, different things that make you more lethal. Now, when it comes to flight, the goal of being able to become fit in the flight component is your ability to escape. So there's different ways of escaping. There's running, there's sprinting, there's biking, there's boating, there's climbing, there's digging. There's a bunch of different ways that you can escape through your endurance. So if you want to be able to escape, you have to build endurance. You got to build skills to help you get away from things. So like rock climbing is important. Climbing over a gate. Like say the dog is coming after you, the dog's too big, you don't have any weapons. Run over there, grab over a fence, get over the fence, get over to the next thing, or climb a gate, or climb a wall, or be able to swim, be able to do other things, swim, run, jump. These components are important because they prevent you, they allow you to be able to escape and get away from things. And the next thing we need to go over is like the rank and file system of like what's important when it comes to fitness. See, one of the big issues that I find with most people is they care too much about the aesthetics. I look at functionality. I want a functional body. See, like whatever your body is routinely doing, your body will eventually adapt to look like what it routinely does. So don't bother yourself with appearances, like they are deceiving. They're not real. So what I look at is like, okay, am I performing the way I want to perform? Am I functioning the way I wish to function? Am I getting the results that I want from my body? And typically, if I am, my body is going to look like that. It's going to look like I train. So, like, I go outside every day and I use a power drill. I swing maces. I run. I hit the bag, jump rope, push-ups. I hang in the sauna, swim. I do a bunch of things so my body resembles a body that looks like it can do shit. And so I can do an eye test. I can just look at a human being, look at him and say, oh, you don't do much, because I can look at your body. Your body doesn't look like it can do much because you don't do much. So you can do all this bench press, you can do all these squats, but you still don't look like the way you want to look because you can't do the things that you want to do because you don't do them. You're trying to create an aesthetic. And guess what? Aesthetics are misleading, not real. That's why guys get these fucking cosmetic surgeries and all this other dumb shit, because they want to cheat code the system. Listen, there's no way to cheat code anything. If you want to look fit, you have to be fit. You can diet, you can do all the things you want to do, but if you're not putting the work in, you're not going to look like it. It's fucking simple. Like my man David Goggins says, this ain't no Sunday school special shit, man. You're a bitch. You don't want to do it. You don't want to get good. You don't want to become better. You like what you are currently. You're happy and you're pleased with it, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. Don't go listen and say, Apex is telling me I'm a piece of shit. No. If you're happy with what you look like, by all means, be that. I'm not stopping you. I don't want to stop you. Be that. That's you. That's your life. Go live it. But don't complain about the results. Don't complain about the outcomes. And next, we gotta look at the importance of like the rank and file of how you're supposed to look. So what I noticed in the most era is most people put strength at the number one component as far as like being fit, and I think that's the worst one to go with. And you can kind of tell when you go to the gym. It's like everybody cares about bench press, their squat, their deadlift, shit that doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. When are you ever going to have to pick up 400 pounds on the ground and put it back down right in the same spot? When does that happen? Never happens. So why are you worried about that? Why are you worried about your bench press? When are you ever gonna have 315 pounds put on your fucking chest? You gotta push it off. Never. That never happens. So why are you fucking doing this every day? Why is that the main component of your workout? It makes no sense. So what I've come up with is like pretty much my rank and file. You have three main components. There's endurance, flexibility, strength. The most important one is endurance. The second most important is flexibility, and the last one is strength. And this is why. You want to be able to do whatever action you are doing for as long as possible with the most amount of range possible with the maximum amount of power. So what that means is, if I'm squatting, I want to be able to squat as many times as I can, as deep as I can, with the most weight that I can. And so what that tells you is reps, depth, then strength. So try to do it as many times as you can as deep as you can with the most amount of weight that you can. And what you'll find is you won't do that much weight. You won't need to do that much weight. And what you'll also find is that if you put your flexibility above everything else and your endurance above everything else, you actually feel better. You'll look better because man is built for endurance. We're built for longevity. We're not built for like fast spurts. That's not us. When we were hunting organisms on the Great Plains and whatever we call it, the Great Plains of the Savannah, what we would do is essentially run, chase down organisms, chase it down for like 6 to 12 to almost a day until the organism got overheated and passed out. Then we hit it with a rock and kill it. Then we eat it and bring it back. That's how we fucking move. So why are you worried about focusing on like power and strength? It's not important. Your endurance and your flexibility comes before everything. Before you learn how to squat, you want to be able to get down as low as possible. That's the most important aspect. Get as low as possible as you can and be able to hold it. Be able to hold it. Get as many reps as you can with air. Air is your weapon. I mean, air is your secret best friend or your secret ally. Learn how to do things without weight so you can be able to do them better with weight. I know it sounds complimentary. I know it sounds contradictory, but learn how to do things with air so when you put on weight, it is easier. But anyway, that's what fitness is. So fitness, 3 components to go over again: flexibility, lethality, longevity. You want to be able to do whatever you can do for as long as possible. You want to be as flexible as possible. And you want to be as lethal as possible. If you can be those 3 things, you're going to be a very fit human being. Next, worry about the outcome. Whatever you're doing needs to help you with your ability to fight and your ability to have flight. Functionality over aesthetics. Whatever you do continuously is what your body is going to resemble. So don't worry about what you look like. Worry about what you do. Worry about the input. The output will take care of itself. And last, endurance is more important than flexibility, and flexibility is more important than strength. You want to be able to do whatever action you need to do with the most amount of range with the maximum amount of weight, which tells you I want to be able to run as far as I can run and have able to do it for as many different places as much as I can do it, like different hills, all this other stuff, for as much power, as much weight as I can carry, which is my body weight, and then you kind of build up and you'll put on like a weight vest or something. But please, I hope you guys listen, take heed, because we got too many dum-dums teaching you guys the wrong ways to get in shape and work out. And listen, you can be better. You can be better, people.